Did you get my point? Did you get my point? Right? Either you should be there, or either you should be in the production team, or you must be in the audience. Right? Okay. Then drama is either to be performed or to be watched. Right? Okay. Then novels, short stories, and poetry, they are to be read. You can perform them, right? But they are meant to be read. They are meant to be read, right? Drama, the script is not meant to be read. We do something wrong sometimes. Now, what we do in the class is that we are reading a script, right? Script is not meant to be read, right? Script is not meant to be read. Is that clear? Tell me it is clear or not. In the chat box also there are yes, now the recording is there now, right? Okay, then tell me, is it clear what I said? 102 in the class. Is that
Yes,
clear
sir.
what I said? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So far.
Okay. Right. Then you can write this: a nation that does not support and encourage its theater is, if not dead, dying. This is said by actually Pedro Garcia Lorca. Lorca is a very famous dramatist from Spain, right? The most popular, most famous dramatist from Spain. He was killed by the government in 1940s, right? 1940s or 30s, right? Then he's the one who produced the House of Bernard Alba, Yerma, like dramas. He says a nation that does not support it and encourage its theater is, if not dead, is dying, right? So you can ask the question whether Sri Lankan society, Sri Lankan nation is dying or dead, right? If you don't support, if we don't encourage our theater, either we are dying or we are dead, right? Either we are dying or we are dead. So you can understand the importance of encouraging and supporting, then sponsoring theater, right? That is social responsibility. Remember, it's a social responsibility to encourage theater, right? It's your social responsibility to watch drama. You have to go to theater and watch drama, right? Because drama is life, right? Okay, that is said here. Then right, I'll come to that one. First one, film is simile, lifelike. Right, the second one, film is simile, lifelike. Theater is metaphor about life itself. It's a comparison of films and drama. Comparison of films and drama. So what I said is they are the third one. Poetry and fiction are meant to be read. Drama is to be watched, right? Drama is to be watched, right? That is the very simplest definition. Either to be watched or be in the production team. I completed it, right? Okay. Film is simile, lifelike. Right? The theater is metaphor about life itself, right? Theater is nothing but life, right? Film is life-like. Jeevite wagi, right? It is said by a very famous actor from England. I think he's a drama producer, Peter Hall, right? Okay. Then Aristotle is the one who first gave a definition of drama, right? So I'll come to that one. Even before Aristotle, the drama came to be. That is the previous generation of Aristotle, right? Drama is imitation of an action. He said drama is an imitation of an action. If you are imitating, like let's say cricketer, right? If you are imitating like a dancer, if you are imitating like a musician, if you are imitating like a, let's say, sportsman, that can be drama. But if you are a teacher, if you are behaving like a teacher, that is not imitation, that is not drama. Being a teacher, if you are performing like let's say, if you are performing like a painter, how a person paints, right, then it will be drama, right? So we will complete it in this way, right? I tell you now, write this down. drama is an imitation of an action. Sorry, drama is an imitation of an action. Drama is imitation of an action through which we share experience. Through which we share experience. Right? Drama is imitation of an action through which we share experience. That is, I have played cricket, right? I have seen cricketers been playing. I have watched matches. So I show this is the way the cricketer bowls. This is the way cricketer bats, right? So that is what I do. I am imitating an action through my experience. I have played cricket, that is my experience, then I can imitate. So that will become drama, right? Even veteran actors and actresses, when they get a role, they may have people like that. Now, let's say they have to, an actor gets a role of a man whose profession is a woodcutter, right? Woodcutter, right? But the actor is professionally, he's an actor. That is not his profession, right? But he has to act as a woodcutter. So then he has seen woodcutters in his life. Maybe there was a person in his village when he was young. Those characters come into his mind, and that is his experience, right? That is his experience. He brings that experience into acting. He brings that experience into acting. Sometimes you might have chopped wood, right? That experience is brought into acting, right? That is what is drama, right? Okay. In drama, whoever the actor acts, so they are sharing their personal some sort of experience with us, right? They are sharing some sort of an experience with us, right? Is that clear enough? Right? I gave a very simple definition of drama. What is what is drama? Drama is imitation of an action through which we share experience. Is that clear enough? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what drama is? Right? One of the simplest definitions of drama. Right? Okay? Right. Then, before that, so you should know drama, right? Started in Greek theater, right? 6th century BC, right? Very long time ago, 6th century BC. 600 years before the 6th and 5th century, right? Actually, some people say it's 6th and some people like in between 6th and 5th century BC, right? I believe that, right? Now, let's say 6th century BC, what happened in this part of the world? Tell me, something important happened this part of the world, 6th century BC. The before Christ, 600 years before the Christ was born, Christ's birth, right? What happened in eastern part of the world, that is India, Sri Lanka, China, there was very important event taking place. What is that? Special to Sri Lankans. What is it?
Colonization. Buddha?
Yeah, Lord Buddha was there in India. That is 6th century BC, right? That is 6th century BC. Lord Buddha was preaching Dhamma, right? So, yes, right? Maybe little time before Greek dramas are produced, right? So, little time. So, there are two speculations of Lord Buddha's lifetime, right? There are two speculations. When you go to Wikipedia, you will find that there are two lifetimes. So, the second lifetime is the correct one. By the time Lord Buddha was preaching Dhamma in India, right? These three great dramatists of Greek theater, Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides, they were producing dramas, right? They were producing dramas. So this is now 6th century BC. So they introduced tragedies and comedies for the first time, right? Tragedians. Now there are great three tragedians that we find in fine in Greece, right? They started, right? They started the drama in drama. They introduced drama for the whole world, right? So Aeschylus was the first, Sophocles was the second, and Euripides actually now Sophocles is regarded as Aeschylus' student, right, and Euripides as well. But they were producing the dramas at the same time. Even at that time, like nowadays, right, they had the drama competitions. All these three produced dramas for the competitions. That competition is called Dionysus competition. In the name of the god Dionysus, they had competitions. It is said some assume that Aeschylus has produced 90 dramas, right, for these different festivals, drama competitions, right? Then Aeschylus is very famous for his tragedy like Agamemnon, right? You better find some information. So you get and definitely you get a question on this part, right? You get a question on this part for your exam, right? Right? How drama developed into the present day context, right? So that it started with Greek theater, 6th century BC, right? Almost 2,600 years, right? Almost 2,600 years before, right? Okay. Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides played. Now, Sophocles is very famous for his masterpiece, Oedipus, right?
The man
Oedipus is,
pointed to a sign.
sorry. Hello. Hello. Do you want to ask something? Hello. No, I told you that.
I'm sorry, sir, by a mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Switch off your microphone, huh?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
You can't talk to your husband, keeping the microphone on and right, play with it. You must have your attention towards children, your small ones, right? Keep them in your lap and listen to this, no problem, right? But you can't talk to them with the microphone on, right? All 105 will listen that, right? All 105, including myself, will listen what you say. Answer real disturbance, right? Okay, by mistake it happens, no problem, right? Then I was talking about Oedipus, right? Write that down. Oedipus was his masterpiece, that is Sophocles, right? Sophocles' masterpiece is Oedipus. Then that drama is later labeled by Aristotle as the role model tragedy, right? Role model tragedy in Sophocles, right? Some of you might have heard of this drama, and that is been staged in Sri Lanka also. Ratu Wes Muhuna, that is an adaptation of Sophocles' Oedipus. Then there is Sophocles' Oedipus කියලා තව එකක් යනවා. Two dramas being produced, running in these days. If you get a chance, you must see these dramas, right? Ratu Wes Muhuna, even that was there. That will be their stage on stage for this Vala festival at Peradeniya. If you are interested in, you better go and watch, right? Okay. Then that in that, right, according to Buddhism, the worst thing that man can do happens. What is that, right? Oedipus kills his father and marries his mother, right? Oedipus kills his father and marries his mother. But mind you, not knowing that this is your father and not knowing that this is your mother, right? Without because he was expelled the day he was born, right? He was given to be killed the day he was born, but he was not killed. Then he was raised in another country. Then by mistake, when he comes, he hits an old man. Then that old man dies. That was father. Then he comes to this country where the father was the king. Then there is kind of a puzzle to be cleared. So he volunteered, and he, with his intelligence, he does it. Then as a result, he was given the kingship. Then he marries the queen. The queen was his mother, and he did not know. Then he had children with his mother, right? When he get to know the secret, he blinded himself, right? He blinded himself. So that is the tragedy, right? Now, yes, here, tell me, one who knows what is a tragedy? What is a tragedy?
A sad ending. A sad ending, sir.
Sad
A
ending.
sad ending for main characters.
Exactly, right? Sad ending for the protagonist.
Protagonist.
Sad ending for the protagonist. Sad ending for the main characters, right? Because what is sad ending for the main characters can be happy ending for any other character, right? Okay, happy ending for the any other character. So if the ending is sad for the main character, so why Macbeth is a tragedy? It is a sad ending for Macbeth, right? Why Othello is a tragedy? It's a sad ending for Othello, right? Okay, as far as Macbeth is concerned, Banquo, not Banquo, of course, Macduff. Macduff, it's a happy ending, right? Macbeth is a happy ending for Macduff, but Macduff is not the main character. Main character is Macbeth. So that is why we take it as a tragedy. Is that clear? Right? You got to write tragedy. The simplest definition of tragedy is sad ending for protagonist, right? So I have written an article on Shakespeare that is read by so many people on internet. You can type it, the Shakespeare, the dramatist of all time. There I have explained what tragedy and what comedy are, right? Read that one. So Shakespearean tragedy, he has taken from this Greek tragedy and comedy, right? He's the one who made them popular, right? He's the one who made them popular. This introduction to, and there's a comprehensive introduction to Shakespeare that you have to have to do Macbeth, right? Then when you type my name, Sarananda Gamage, even without my name, Sarananda Gamage, the dramatist of all time, the article comes, right? You can download and get a hard copy, right? Then that is tragedy in the simple. Then tragedy has other characteristics that I have explained in the article. There should be a tragic flow. There should be a tragic hero, right? Okay. Then the ending should be tragic right? So in most of the tragic endings, either the main character is being killed or the character commits suicide, right? Okay. Macbeth is killed, right? But Othello commits suicide. One of these two things normally happens, right? One of these two things normally happens in a tragedy, right? Then if tragedy is a sad ending for the protagonist, what is comedy?
Makes
What is
humor.
comedy?
Makes humor.
Even tragedies, the humor is generated. Even tragedies, you find comic scenes, right? Even Romeo and Juliet, there's a nurse who makes some comedy, comic actions, right? What is a comedy? You can now guess as we have elaborated tragedy.
Happy ending for the protagonist.
Happy ending for the protagonist, right? If it is happy ending for the main character or characters, we call it a comedy, right? It may be a sad ending for any other character. Now, Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare, right? Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. Is it tragedy or comedy? Tell me. No problem. You may make mistakes. That is either, right?
It's a comedy one, sir.
Merchant of Venice.
Yeah.
Why it becomes a comedy?
because that's good for the protagonist. That's just,
Hmm?
at the end.
Who is the protagonist? You know the drama.
Yes, the Antonio and
Antonio, Bassanio, and Portia,
yeah.
right? Antonio and Bassanio and Portia. It's
Yeah.
it is they are the ones who are regarded as the main character. For them, it is for them it is happy ending, right? But
Yeah.
Merchant of Venice is a sad ending for whom? Merchant of Venice is a sad ending for whom?
Shylock.
Shylock,
Shylock.
right? Shylock, it's a
Yes.
sad ending. He loses everything, right? And he was given a very unethical punishment. What is that punishment? He has to change his religion and becomes a Christian, right? That is very unethical punishment. Now, if you're asked to change your religion and take the other religion, if a Muslim is asked to be a Christian, if a Christian is asked to be a Buddhist, right? If a Buddhist is asked to be a Muslim, that's a very unethical punishment. You have a right to, right? So he was given. So in that case, he was very tragic. It was very tragic for Shylock, but Shylock is not regarded as a main character, right? Shylock is not regarded as a main character. One who asked for the pound of flesh. But when you analyze the drama, he had many reasons to ask for pound of flesh, right? Because his job was at a threat with Antonio giving money for giving money without interest, right? Antonio giving money without interest for Shylock to lose his job because they are not given jobs by the Christians at that time. So Jewish are marginalized minority, right? It is said that they sometimes they spit them on the face, right? Okay, they having done all those things, you can't expect Shylock to be very understanding and kind and humane towards Christians. So they have developed animosity, right? So that is what happens now. Anyhow, so Aeschylus produced, I told you, Agamemnon, Prometheus Bound, right? That tragedy. So Agamemnon is a great tragedy which describes the tragedy created by war, right? All these are based on certain war, right? That is Trojan War of Greek, right? So then Sophocles, I told you that his masterpiece is Oedipus. Then we have Antigone, right? That sort of dramas were produced by Sophocles. The Euripides produced dramas like Trojan Women, right? Then Medea, right? Those are his pieces, right? Okay. Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides. These three tragedians are extremely important in drama and theater, right? You should know. You should know how to write their names properly, right? Okay, how to write their names properly, right? That will be checked at the exam. Then comedy is concerned, we have only one main comedian in Greek theater, that is Aristophanes, right? Aristophanes. One of the first comedies we have ever had is this Lysistrata, right? Lysistrata. That's a very interesting comedy, right? So in which women get together in this Trojan War, women get together and they say that unless all these wives, right, wives of men, get together and they say, unless you stop war, we won't sleep with you, right? We won't be sexually available till you stop the war, right? Till you stop the war. What do you think would happen? The war stopped or not?
No, that didn't happen, sir.
What didn't happen?
The war didn't stop there. And in an island or something like that, the Trojan woman drama.
No, I'm asking you. Lysistrata is a comedy,
Yeah.
right? It's not a true story, right? In which the women get together and say, unless you stop war, till you stop war, we won't sleep with you, right? We won't have sex with you.
Yeah.
Then I'm asking you, what would happen? The war stops or
War
not?
stopped. The war
Hmm?
stopped
How do you know that?
because
For sure.
sex is a
Lust is
basic.
first.
Yeah, that is, yeah, yes. I don't need to explain, you know, that is the basic need, like, right? Okay. Then, however, this is now that is one of the one of the first comedies we have had in the world, right? Lysistrata, right? So why it becomes a comedy? Because the war stops, right? It is happy ending for the main characters. Their intention took place, but I don't know whether it really happens. Comedy is now, drama is not all the time true stories, right? They are imaginations, they are creations, right? Okay, this is Greek drama. You should know Greek theater, 6th century BC. The Greek theater is followed by Roman theater that happened after 300 years, right? So Roman theater, 3rd century BC, right? 3rd century BC, right? The Seneca, Plautus, and Terence are very famous dramatists. Out of them, Seneca is very famous for his tragedies, right? He produced Greek tragedies as well as his own tragedies. Now, he produced Oedipus in a different way, right? Different way in the sense that he added certain things, right? Seneca, right? And Plautus and Terence, they did very good comedies. Now they introduced fast like comedies, right? And they introduced light comedies because they were so much happy with comedy as well as tragedy. But in Greek culture, Greek theater, the comedies, tragedies are more popular than comedies, right? But here it becomes both are like equally popular, right? And they introduce violence to the theater. Actually, now I told you that Jocasta, that is Oedipus' mother, right? When she got to know that she has had children with his own son, when the whole secret is revealed, and she did not know that her second marriage is with her son, right? The Oedipus did not know that he married his mother, right? Later only, when the whole story is revealed, only they get to know that they are mother and son, right? Then when mother got to know that she has had children with the son, she committed suicide by hanging herself in her room. So in the original drama, it is said that she has killed herself, she has committed suicide, right? But in Seneca's Oedipus, Seneca shows that the Jocasta, that is the mother, takes a sword and stab herself, right? Stab herself in the sense that stab herself into the latter part of her belly. That is actually what is shown there is that she's stabbing to her secret part of her body, because with that one she made that sin, right? Okay, so then violence, because for Romans violence is not a new thing, because they had an empire for 500 years. They captured all most of the countries all over the world, right? They were fighters, so they have seen bloodshed, right? That sort of bloodshed was actually, now Shakespeare got his tragedy and comedy from Roman theater mostly, right? Because Roman language was Latin. Shakespeare studied Latin and Greek more than Greece. He studied Latin as their target language, right? I mean, second language. Then he knew Latin, so they got tragedy from Roman theater. So that is why even Shakespearean tragedies we find a lot of bloodshed, right? Violence, right? But Greek tragedies or post tragedies, you did not have a lot of violence and I mean murdering, wound. Now this torturing, those were absent in Greek tragedies, original tragedies, right? But they later that was there. Now, for example, Shakespeare got tragic tragedy from Rome. That is why Macbeth's head is cut and brought to the stage. Stage the head, right? So that is bloody violence, right? Bloodshed, right? That sort of scenes were never shown in Greek theater, right? Okay, this is 3rd century BC. What happened in Sri Lanka? What happened in Sri Lanka in 3rd century BC? Right, okay. I'm sorry, we are a little bit late for the break. 2:30 we would have had the break, no? So we started at, when did you, no. We have time till the break, right? So yes, we started the lecture at 2, no?
Yes, sir.
When did this, yeah. When did you start the lecture? 2 o'clock, no?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Yes. Then tell me, yes, what happened in Sri Lanka in 3rd century BC? Nothing happened. There are no Buddhists in the class.
The kingdom started, sir, Anuradhapura.
No, Buddhism was introduced to Sri Lanka by Mahinda Theru.
Arrival of Arahat Mahinda, right? Arrival of Arahat Mahinda, 3rd century BC. You have to have the common things in history. You should know, right? At the time that now the Islam should know when by the time that Nabinayakatuma was born, right? Christians should know, right? Buddhists should know when Lord Buddha was born, at least, right? Then this is 3rd century BC. They also produced tragedies and comedies. Then there is a long gap, right? Long gap till 10th century, about 1,000 years, more than 1,000 years. We don't find drama anywhere, right? Oh, sorry, having said that, by 3rd century BC, I made a mistake. 3rd century, yes, after Christ, AC, right? After Christ, 3rd century, we had the dramas, Sanskrit dramas in India, right? And in a later time, we had Kabuki and, No and Kabuki in Japan. But in European context, right? By the time 10th century, after 1,000 years after the birth of Christ, right? We have then 10th century to 16th century, like 500 years, we had these sort of dramas: miracle plays, mystery plays, and morality plays, right? Right there as 3M, right? 3M plays, that 3M. What are the 3M? Miracle, mystery, and morality. Three types of drama, right? These are known as church dramas, especially first 2, right? All these are mainly staged on churches. Miracles, especially done by Christ, Jesus Christ, right? Mystery. Now these are to propagate Dhamma and give Christianity, I mean, to introduce the different aspect of Christianity, right? And morality plays means morals are acted out. Now, you know, there's a famous morality play that you know. What is that? What is the morality play that you have heard of? Everyman? Nobody has heard of Everyman.
We've read, sir. I have read that. In the previous literature syllabus, there was.
It was there. They are
Yes.
good deed is an act, character. No, friendship is a character. Then sin is a character. Like, right? Moralities are given different sort of characters. Right? Then that is medieval drama. Did you write this? Have you finished writing?
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. Then these are the types of drama. Right. I'll come to again. I'll be coming to those types of drama. But these are the different categories of drama. Right. These are different categories of drama. Drama. That first two categories I have already mentioned. What is a tragedy? Tell me. What is a tragedy?
Sad ending to the
Ending for
main
the
character.
protagonist.
Yes. Sad ending for the protagonist. Comedy is happy ending for the protagonist. Right? That is just the simplest definition. There are to be said. Tragicomedy is, it may be on the surface tragedy, comedy, underneath it's a tragedy. Oh, both the qualities are included in, right? Can anyone tell me Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy or comedy?
Tragedy.
It's a tragedy or comedy? Romeo and Juliet.
Both.
It's a tragedy. Because both the main characters commit suicide, die in the name of love. It's a tragedy. But now it is read as tragicomedy. In which way? Can anyone tell me? How come you read it as a tragicomedy?
Their families got united after that.
Exact. Right? Now, though the main characters die in the name of love, afterwards, these Montagues and Capulets, who had a kind of vendetta, kind of animosity over the generations, right? They understood that we can't continue like this and we have to be friends, right? In that aspect, it's a comedy. So that's why we call it tragicomedy, right? Then if you take Tempest, for example, you can't call it what it's, right? Whether it is a tragedy or comedy, right? What is a satire? What is a satire? Satire is a kind of drama in which some social criticism is included in, right? Some social criticism is included in highlighting the weak points of the society, highlighting the weak points of the society with the idea of putting them right. With the idea of putting them right. Which means that satire means you satirize certain things in the society. We highlight and we laugh at certain weaknesses of the society. We'll expect that it will be corrected. Farce is that the main aim is physical humor, right? Comedy, physical humor. These stories are based on improbable events. right? These stories are based on improbable, these dramas are based on improbable events, right? And exaggerated incident, exaggerated actions, based on improbable events and exaggerations, right? Exaggerations, right? The stories may not happen in the real life. For example, like Tara Vagiliti is a good farce. Then Mamane Me Vena Kenek, the present day context that drama runs, right? That is a farce. Then Ogulu TV wala balla athini teleseries like Nonavarni Mahaturni. Yes, boss, those are farce. That may not happen in real life, but targeting humor. Melodrama is that extremely exaggerated actions and songs and that sort of, right? Extremely unrealistic kind of dramas. Give me a second. Okay, right. As I told you, melodrama, you know that අපි කියන්නේ ඔය theater වගේ නාට්‍ය, right? Scene the exaggerated actions, exaggerated. Now when they are in love, they cry. That sort of incidents. Musical is actually based on music. The lot of songs are there. Like that drama, like here, what is it? Little Mermaid. So that those were converted to drama. So that is musical songs. Lot of songs are there in that. Right?
Sound of Music, sir.
Sound of Music.
Yes.
Sound
Can
of
it be-
Music is musical as well as realistic.
Oh.
Musical means with the ballet and other things. You find a lot of the drama presented in a lot of songs, ballet like.
Yeah.
Ahaka ballet neme, ballet,
Mhm.
right? That sort of drama, musical. Then we comes to realistic theater, right? Can you hear me again? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
So I was talking about Henry Gibson and realistic theater. Wait, I have to share it again. Sure. Open the beginning. Right. Realistic theater, right? Realistic theater, I told you, Doll's House was produced, remember, right? 1779. Right? 1779. I made a mistake. 1879. Right? 1879. Then A Doll's House, Ghost, Hedda Gabler, Enemy of People. With that one, he introduced realistic theater. which is still very popular in modern day theatre. Realistic theatre means as we are. That is, it is said, third world illusion. Now, imagine your bedroom, right? You may be in your bedroom or you may be in your living room. If you want to have a living room of maybe middle class, right? I don't know whether you are upper middle class or middle class house in Sri Lanka, remove one of your walls and put the audience there, right? Remove that. There are 4 walls in your room. One wall is removed and audience is put there. Then everything that you have in your room should be like that. That is realistic, right? Wherever you have your bed and all. So that is in a realistic setting. Likewise, you might have seen in drama, they create a living room. They fix lights, they fix windows, and they when the curtain raises, the living room sofa is there, living room. So that is realistic theatre, right? Realistic theatre. In the and not only Henry Gibson, even Anton Chekhov, right? Remember Anton Chekhov from Russia, right? Made it popular. These are the 2 giants of realistic theatre. Pioneers of realistic theatre. Pioneers of realistic theatre. That is Anton Chekhov and Henry Gibson. You must know this because still most of the theatre that you find even in Sri Lanka, realistic. Dialogues are realistic, themes are realistic, costumes are realistic, lighting, makeup, everything is realistic, right? Now, tell me, I can't see because of this screen sharing. Now, is Maname realistic? I just asked.
Kind of realistic, sir. King's
Sorry?
Family. Kind of realistic theatre, sir. Kind of, because that is royal. It relates to the royal family and kind of nice. The jungle can
Yeah.
be taken.
Part of real. No, you did not. Realism means as there. Now here, realistic theatre, the background also should be realistic. Now,
Okay.
there should be quite similar to jungle. Like now, for example, now Maname is walk. Maname has a special steps to walk. Princess Maname. Prince Maname has a different style of walking, right? And you find people singing on the stage, right? That is not realistic theatre, right? That is not realistic theatre. Realistic theatre characters walk like us, right? Their costumes are like now. If it is a teacher, dresses like me, right? Then the setting is, as I told you, if it is a living room is set. If it is a jungle is set through pictures or something, right? Then Princess Maname and Vediraja is fighting. They are having a dance and they sing a song also. Have you ever seen people fighting, singing songs? Huh?
No.
No, right? So they say certain things, but not songs, right? Not probably songs, so, which means that non-realistic, right? Maname, Singabahu, they are non-realistic. That is, Natya Dharmi, right? Sorry, Loka Dharmi. It was Natya Dharmi. Natya Dharmi means realistic, right? Loka Dharmi means non-realistic. Then there are so many dramas. Like now, if you take, if you want an example of realistic theatre, see Kalanipalam, right? Kalanipalam, have you seen Kalanipalam even on TV form? It was shown in TV, right? Episode wise. Haven't you seen Kalani Palama by R.R. Samarkot? Right? The bridge is put on the stage. Bridge එක stage එක උඩ හදනවා. Right? That is realistic. Characters are realistic. ඇත්තටම පාලමයට ඉන්න මිනිස්සු වගේ. Now they are not as poor as that. Now when it is flooded, they don't come to the bridge. මම මතකයි අපි පුංචි කාලේ වැස්ස හැටි ඒගොල්ලෝ bridge එකට ඇවිල්ලා hearts ගහගත්තා. ඔය කැලණි අලුත් පාලමේ bridge එකේ දෙපැත්තේ hearts ගහනවා. Now they are also relatively rich and they have better houses and they might have put up houses somewhere up, right? Now, did you get my point? Realistic theater.
Yes.
Huh? If there's any question, you can ask. Did you understand what I said? Realistic theater, right? Then it is said if you want to have a school in realistic theater, right? It's like film, right? You have a school desk and students in white uniform, then you have them in the classroom, right? That is realistic
And how
theater.
about the bear drama? So it's Russian one, so
Yeah,
it is realistic,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I told you, Anton Chekhov
Yeah.
is one of the
Yeah.
pioneers of, right? That is realistic.
Yeah, when it comes to the chalk circles, there are some songs and all, then it's not realistic, right?
Yeah, that is what I told you now. The next one is Caucasian chalk circle. That is epic theater,
Okay.
right? Epic theater means there is a music group and the story is told. They are narrating a story, right? That was made popular by Bertolt Brecht. His dramas like Caucasian chalk circle, then Good Woman of Szechuan, then Three Penny Opera, Mother Courage, they were presented in epic theater, right? Some part is narrated, then the story goes, then another part is narrated, right? It is not realistic. In realistic theater, one of the characters may be telling, but we feel that we are seeing a story from which goes from the beginning to end, right? We are seeing a story like film in realistic theater. They don't talk to us. They do talk to each other. Did you understand what I said? Right? Epic theater, actors talking to us, audience. Right? Then expressionist theater is later in mid 19th century after Second World War, right? People's psychological sufferings, right? Rather than now physical suffering and bloodshed were shown by Shakespeare, then they move on to with the modernist writing, they move on to the next step, that is psychological sufferings, right? Which is the worst one, were brought onto the stage, right? Psychological suffering, how people suffer psychologically, they were brought onto the stage. That is expressionist theater, right? Absurd theater is somebody's microphone is on. Switch on the microphone.
Okay, making you go.
Small baby is talking now. Switch on the microphone. Switch on the microphone, please. Now, they have kept the microphone on and walking everywhere, right? Can you notice whose microphone is that? Okay, absurd theater. It is also after Second World War, right? So people understood the meaninglessness of life, right? They gather everything, and but in a few moments, right? In a few moments, in a minute, everything can be lost, right? The people are killed and die like cattle, and hundreds of people die, So then they question the meaning of life. What is the use of living, right? Futility of living, right? With that one, absurd theater came to be. They thought now there's the meaninglessness and absurdity in life. So one of the pioneer absurd drama, absurd dramas was this Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. That was first produced in 1953, right? Where you find two people are waiting till Godot comes, right? Just before the break, there's a message coming that now Godot doesn't come today, Godot comes tomorrow. Then after the break of the drama, so they continue to wait for that one. There's another character coming and dance is there afterwards, but drama ends without the main character's arrival, right? The drama ends without the arrival of Godot, right? Then everybody was so upset because main character is missing in the drama, right? Everybody expects till the last moment that Godot will come at any point, but the Godot never comes, right? Then the audience and the critics and everybody was so upset, and they asked from Samuel Beckett, who is this Godot that you are talking about? Is it the God? Is it the expectations? Then he said, cool and calm, had I known that, I would have said in the drama. I don't know. ඒ කියන්නේ Godot කියන්නේ දෙවියෝ නෙමේද? Oh, if you want to apply there as God, you may apply. Right? It could be God. I don't know. Right? It could be expectation. I don't know. Right? Then black box theater is now, that is kind of mini theater, that is a kind of latest development in this present day context. Now, you better find all these things, right? So I was just rushing through them, right? Black box means it's like the room, right? So for example, if there are actions taking place in one living room, so around this sofa, there are people watching, right? The living room is the stage and audience is around, right? There are some mini dramas that is based on beds, like bed deke characters they add karno, the around the bed the audience is there. That is black box theater, kind of mini theater. Different kinds of style are experimental, right? Then that's it, right? So are there any questions up to this point before we move on? Is it clear? There may be that you will be getting multiple choice questions now, right?
Yes, sir, excuse me, sir. Yes, sir, the lesson is very clear, sir, but the thing is, as we are not given any past papers and all, so what kind of do we have to write the definitions with the
No,
examples?
right? Now you don't, we don't ask you to explain satire, farce, melodrama, right? Sometimes you might get a very easy question on underlining, right? For example, now everything happens in the way we the stage, everything happens in the way do in our ordinary life. In everything happens in the way we do, everything happens in the way we do and experience in the in our practical life. In there will be four options: in comedy, in satire, in epic theater, and in realistic theater. What is the answer?
Realistic theatre.
Realistic.
Realistic. අන්න ඒ වගේ question එක. ඒක අමාරුද? Is it difficult? එහෙම නැත්නම් මෙහෙම question එකක් දෙන්නද? මේ නිව්ටන්ගේ නියමයේ සොයාගත්තේ කවුද?
Recording in progress.
ආ?
Newton can use.
ඒ වගේ question එකක් ගත්තොත් ලේසිද? අරට වඩා. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ මීරිගම දුම්රිය පොළ පීටියේ කොහෙද? right? අන්තිමට දෙනවා රුපියලේ ටොපියක් කීයද? right? අන්න ඒ වගේවත් ඇයි ඒ වගේ වඩේ දැන් අර වගේ question අමාරු නම් කියන්න. We can give questions like that, right?
No,
So
sir.
don't expect questions like that at the degree level. So that is you will never be now here the meaninglessness of life is questioned in realistic theater, in epic theater, in black box theater, in absurd theater.
Absurd.
Absurd theatre.
Right? Then the රුපියල් topic කීයද කියලා. Right? You can't expect easier answer questions than that. Okay, now it's clear. Right? Anything else you want to ask?
Recording in progress.
All the time this recording is working and not working. No, there is something happening, and I don't think you can find recording. So you must be in the class, right? Don't depend on recordings. Huh? Recording may not be steady, right? Don't think that now you can get away from the class and later come and later I will listen to the recording very carefully. That may not happen, right? Now I have told them that you have to send the recording at my request or at my consent only. I have to give the consent to send the recording, right? So you must be in the class, right? And the physical classes now, this is just 50% compared to physical classes. I don't like to do online classes, right? But even if that 50% you don't get, right? This is not learning. And the last lecture will be conducted physically in Colombo and Candid separately, right? Last revision lecture will be conducted in Colombo. Everybody should come. Everybody should make it. Are there students from overseas connected? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where are you connected from?
Yes, sir.
I'm from
I'm in
Qatar.
Japan.
Sorry,
I'm in
Baki.
Japan.
Dubai,
Japan.
Japan.
From
Yes.
Kuwait, sir.
From Kuwait. Yeah. Yes.
I'm in
From
Qatar,
Dubai
sir.
also, sir.
What are you doing there? Are you teaching there? Or are you working? What you do?
Dubai, I'm teaching.
Ah, good. Yes. Right. Or those people can be they will be given a chance to be connected for that lecture online. Others should come. If you are living in Sri Lanka, wherever you are living, maybe from Jaffna, you should be able to come there. You have to come and see your handsome teacher. Isn't that worth watching? Right? You can ask a question physically, right? So, is that clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, Hansima, can I hear you?
Yes, sir.
You have seen your handsome teacher, huh? Have you?
I have seen, sir.
Oh, I thought you haven't.
I
Right.
have seen you at Sigma.
Is that quite
Yes,
a
sir.
long time ago, no?
Yeah.
Right. Then, okay. Then we'll go for the break and we'll continue, right? The introduction to drama after, let's say, 15 minutes, 3:45, we will restart. Before that, if you have any question, if you think that it will be forgotten in the break, you may ask now. Anything? Okay. Then after we get connected, after the break, you can still ask. Okay, then we'll go for the break. Huh? Okay, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right. Are there any questions regarding tragedy, comedy, tragicomedy, satire, farce, melodrama, musical, realistic theater, epic theater, expressionist theater, absurd theater, black box theater, right? There are some certain areas, might be 1 or 2 areas missing, right? But these are the main types of dramas, right? These are types of dramas, right? Okay, in different categories. Tragedy and comedy could be one category, then satire, farce, melodrama, another category, like so, different types. Then any questions so far? Right. Then next, of course, we have to talk. Now we'll be talking about this later also. This is Elizabethan drama, right? Elizabethan drama. This is supposed to be the golden era of theatre, right? One of the golden eras, right? So golden era of theatre, that is 16th to 17th century, right? Shakespeare died in 1616. Dase tamai Shakespeare married, right? He was born in 1564. He lived only 54 years, right? 54 years, right? Then in his Elizabethan, Elizabethan drama, even the Jacobean period is there, because Queen Elizabeth dies in 1603. Afterwards, King James came into power. In my article, I have mentioned all these, right? Then even the Jacobean period is taken as Elizabethan. In that period, supposed to be the best time of English drama. Everybody knows that William Shakespeare is the #1 artist, whether we like it or not, in the world still, right? Then he was dominating Elizabethan theatre, and there was Christopher Marlowe and Ben Jonson. There were 1 of 2 other characters also as poets and all, but it is mainly Shakespeare who is dominating, right, in Elizabethan theatre, Elizabethan period, right? Then as far as Elizabethan tragedy and comedy, so Shakespeare, I told you, now Greek and Roman tragedy was lifted to a new level, now put to a new standard by Shakespeare, right? Because it's not Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides' tragedy that we know, right? It is Shakespeare's tragedy we know, right? Shakespeare took the form of Greek tragedy and he refined it into such a way that the whole world was attracted, right? His major classics like Othello, Macbeth, King Lear, Hamlet, and Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, right? So they are very, very popular dramas all over the world. In every language, these dramas are produced, right? As far as comedies are concerned, The Merchant of Venice, A Midsummer Night's Dream, then we have Twelfth Night, Much Ado About Nothing, As You Like It. Likewise, there are very, very famous and beautiful comedies also. Out of these comedies now, these are the 2 most popular, Merchant of Venice and Midsummer Night's Dream, right? Midsummer Night's Dream is a fantastic drama. I have taught it over and over again. Is there anybody who has who has learned Midsummer Night's Dream? Anybody in the class who has studied Midsummer Night's Dream? Nobody's there, no? Right? I have printed a book on that one also, right? Then with the text and an introduction. That introduction is the one which is included in the online. So you find when you type my name and Shakespeare, the dramatist of our time. Then there are histories also, right? Shakespeare's dramas can be divided into 3 main categories. That is tragedy, comedy, and histories, right? Tragedy, comedy, and histories. All these tragedies are the names of the main characters, right? There are 10 tragedies, right? 10 histories and 17 comedies, right? 10 tragedies, 10 histories, and 17 comedies produced by Shakespeare. All his tragedies are named after the main character. That is Othello, Macbeth, King Lear, Hamlet, Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, right? Antony and Cleopatra. Likewise, the names of the main character, right? Even the histories are also actual kings. They were there in England at particular time. Henry IV, right? Then Richard III, like all those Henry IV, there are part Henry VI, by Henry IV, there are two parts. Then we find King John Lake, right? So yes, those are historical plays, right? So his dramas are three categories: tragedy, comedy, and histories. 10 tragedies, 17 comedies, and 10 histories, right? So that chart is given on internet. You can find which drama is produced at one time. Then realistic drama, I told you, you must know that is late 19th century and early 20th century. Henry Gibson's A Doll's House, Anton Chekhov's Cherry Orchard, they are the masters. So these two people made it popularized in the world. So I already introduced realistic drama, how, what do you mean by third wall illusion, right? So that, as I told you, now it's very easy for you to understand. Themes are realistic. Now, the theme of Macbeth is, theme of Maname is not realistic, right? I don't think that according to that song that Hadi Daddy Bodiyata Ale Vandila Gela Takgala Kaduwa, the king, the sword is given to the Vediraja and the case is given to the prince. I don't think it happens all the time, right? Maybe one or two women would do. I don't think all the women would do that. Kasada Manusyara Nodi, me Arayata, me the one who whom you have seen for the first time, right? So that is like love at first sight. It can happen only maybe 7% out of 100, right? What do you think? Is Maname realistic? I mean, the theme of Maname, I'm asking you. Would the queen give would the king give the sword to Vediraja all the time? And is she a representative character? Now, would all women would do it? Right? Is now maybe what do you think? All women would do it, or would all women do it or not? Huh? Tell me. Hello.
Not all women, sir, but it can be happened, right?
It can happen, no?
Sometimes.
It has happened to you.
No, sir.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. That's what I told you. The percentage is not nil. Percentage is not zero. Right. I believe that 10% of all women might do it. Right. To a person whom you have met today. Seen. That is natural love at first sight. The basic attraction. But I don't think that ignoring your own husband, right, would do it to that. The majority won't do it, right? So that is why it is not realistic, right? Everything that happens in Doll's House are happening in the world all the time, right? In fact, by the title, Henry Gibson says that there are so many Doll's Houses in the world. I am just showing you one. Open your eyes and see, right? He did not name it as the Doll's House. He said a Doll's House. This is just a one. Right? There are many all around the world. Nora is just one doll wife out of thousands of dolls wives in the world. Right? So that itself is realistic. Right? That itself is realistic. Anton Chekhov talked about this the shift of the society. That is how feudal society is collapsing. Right, deterioration of feudal society and emergence of upper middle class, in the sense that emergence of capitalism, right? Okay, then deterioration of feudalism and emergence of capitalism, right? Now that has happened. If you have money, you are sir. If you are extremely rich, you become sir. If you are rich, you become Mahatya. Likewise, the people, whether we like it or not, people judge you in most of the cases with the fact that how much money you have, right? How much money you have, how educated you are. If you don't have certain amount of money, you are not respected, right? So, as Victorian era highlighted, if you want to be a gentleman, you must be rich first, then you must be educated, right? If you have both these categories, both these elements, both these characteristics, then you are you are a success in the society, both educated and rich, right? So that is emergence of capitalism, right? And deterioration of feudalism, right? Then expressionism I explained, right? Mid 20th century American dream, right? So expressionist plays are concerned. Now, yes, why this is given there now? Glass menagerie can be an expressionist play, right? So expressionism is there in Glass Menagerie, that the drama we are going to study, we are going to start from next Saturday, right? Next Saturday, I will be teaching you the one maybe Candy in the morning and Colombo in the afternoon. No, Colombo in the morning and Candy in the afternoon. Next Saturday, I'll be teaching both the classes. Then we will mainly discuss Glass Menagerie, right? You have to have the text with you, text in the sense you must download and have a hard copy. That is the way to be done. So you must underline the things that I tell you, right? With the soft copy, you can't do it, right? So that your hard copy is going to be your note. You are writing certain things around, right? So you have to have a hard copy. Is that clear? Right?
Okay,
You have
sir,
to have
would you mind repeating the name of the book, sir?
The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams. Now, haven't you got the syllabus?
I'm not sure.
Right? And now our majority of the students have got the syllabus, no? That plan,
Yes, sir.
tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
No,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
The
There are Glass Menagerie is mentioned, no? Now I don't have at that. Now, what is the first part of the syllabus? Can just one please read it? The first part of it is there now, the types of drama or something. I don't have it at the moment now. Can anyone read the first part of the syllabus?
What is drama?
Yeah, that I explained today. Then only what is drama? Afterwards, hello?
Chapter 2, Elements of Drama, sir.
Or elements of drama. Now that's what I told you. Now, elements of drama. We will discuss that one also. Now, elements in the sense that we know audience, characters, then all that are there. Then types of dramas are also there. No, elements of drama might include these types as well. That is melodrama, right? Then absurd theater, Greek drama, Roman drama, right? All. Then what else?
And then chapter 3, Types of Theatre.
Types of theater is there. Sorry. Elements of drama I will introduce, right? Chapter 3 also I covered today. Now types of drama, no? Hello.
Chapter 3, sir, Types of Theatre.
Types of theater, yes, that is what type of theater means, theater and drama. Then the fourth one is Glass Menagerie. Is that? Is fourth one Glass Menagerie?
No, sir. Chapter 4 has given Elizabethan dramas.
Elizabethan dramas, that is Macbeth, no? Macbeth as an example, is that?
So I think we have got the manual, not the content, sir. We
Now,
have got
one-
the manual in
Chapter
58
4
pages.
is Elizabethan drama. Chapter 5 is Macbeth.
Chapter 5 is Macbeth. Then what is the chapter of Glass Menagerie? You are talking about manual, no? I'm
Yes,
talking
sir.
about this.
Content is
Yeah.
not there, only the manual we have.
All right. However, now as we have to go from simple to complex, we are starting this easier drama first, though it is given as the Elizabethan theater as the first. The easier drama obviously is Glass Menagerie. So we are starting Glass Menagerie first, then we'll go to Macbeth. Simple as that. So there are two. Now there's one more drama mentioned in there. As far as I know, only these two dramas. There's one more, no? Is it Sri Lankan drama is also there? Can you read down and tell me, is there any other drama prescribed rather than Glass Menagerie and Macbeth? Rather than Glass Menagerie and Macbeth, no drama is prescribed there.
No.
Yes, no, right. Okay, I also will check and let you know, right? Then, right. Then I told you Eastern context, you should know these two types also included, must be included there, right? Sanskrit drama and No and Kabuki. I told you the types of drama we are discussing. Sanskrit drama, right? Not down now, right? Sanskrit drama is supposed to be originated in 3rd century BC, but the time frame is not so clear, right? The time frame is not so clear. That's the problem in Eastern context, right? Unlike Western context, our time frames are not so clear, right? Sanskrit drama, then Sanskrit drama, third century, in the 3rd century, and it is real musical drama which is based on romance, right? Most of the Sanskrit drama, the main theme is love, right? Romance. Then here still the form, like now we have a hero, we have a girl there, then we have the boys, the hero's friend is a comedian, right? So that sort of, there's a setup, right? That setup is still visible in, quite obvious in Hindi films, right? Most of the Hindi films are kind of an extension of Sanskrit drama, right? It is an extension of Sanskrit drama, right? We find at least 8 songs in Hindi films. So Sanskrit drama is full of songs, right? Sanskrit drama is full of songs. That's its nature, right? And all the time there is a lot of now separation of lovers at the beginning, then finally reunite, right? The same thing is there even in Hindi films still, right? Now, if you on the other hand, if you just examine very clearly of the Hollywood theater, right? Hollywood theater, that is an extension of Grimm and Hollywood films, that is an extension of Roman theater and Greek theater, right? You find a lot of violence and all, right? Then you find this tragedy, somebody's downfall there. So that is, right? So still this tradition exists. That is the point, right? Sanskrit drama exists in different form, right? Greek and Roman drama exists in different form, right? So give me a second. Now you have to write certain things up now. Right, No and Kabuki are traditional, right? Traditional Japanese drama, right? Japanese drama tradition, right? The good thing of No and Kabuki is that for years, for centuries, these dramas still continue, right? These two drama forms still continue, right? Because you don't find same Sanskrit drama in India. You don't find Greek and Roman drama in Rome and Greek, right? They have died down, right? They have died down. But the good thing of that is, though it is so busy, though the society is so changed and all that, No and Kabuki still exists, right? Still exists. So that is a good thing, right? The tradition, now it is said that you can understand their commitment and all, because Japanese are very famous for their commitment and hardworking nature, right? It is said that if you want to act as a No actor, you have to train yourself for 12 years at least, right? After 12 years only you can set the foot on the stage, right? Can you understand? Now, compare it with our jokes we have in Sri Lanka now. Today, sometimes you are called and tomorrow you are an actor, right? Tomorrow you are an actor. If you have money, you can be an actor tomorrow, right? But here you have to wait for 12 years to be a no actor. Still, there are certain families that they maintain this tradition, right? They maintain this tradition. So within the family, they maintain, right? Okay. Then right. So certain things of this no theater, right? It involves music, dance, and this is actually common for no and kabuki both. Kabuki is actually a common man's place. No is that is high class, that is learned audience, right? Kabuki is common man, it is right for the majority, like, right? But no is a real tradition, right? It involves music, dance, and drama. No, right? It involves music, dance, and drama. Started in 14th century. I'm giving a small note on no theater. Or Sanskrit theater also, I'll give you a note if you want, right? Then it's the 14th century. One of the few drama traditions that still continues up to date. Right? I told you that, right? One of the few drama tradition, actually it is none like, right? That still continues up to date, right? Because Greek, Roman, Sanskrit have already died down, right? Not the original form is there, right? So how do you identify no theater? And even kabuki, there's right? The movements are extremely slow, right? Language is poetic, right? Okay. Movements are extremely slow. Language is poetic. The tone is perhaps monotonous. Same flute music that comes right over and over again, right? And costumes are very rich and heavy, right? Costumes are very rich and heavy. That is no. Right? And themes often relate to dreams. Themes often relate to dreams. Actually, what is acted out is a kind of a dream. One character has seen, no, some dream, supernatural worlds, ghosts and spirits. Right? These are the stories that are based on, right? Relate to the dreams, supernatural worlds, ghosts and spirits. Right? They usually use masks, right? They usually use masks, especially for female characters and all, they use masks. Right? As I told you, no was mainly meant for NOH. Sorry, I have made a mistake here. No is NOR, no NOH. Right? No is NOH. Right? No and kabuki, right? Right? No was mainly meant for royalty. No was mainly meant for royalty and nobles. No was mainly meant for royalty and nobles at special ceremonies. Kabuki is from common man. Kabuki is from, so kabuki is for common man. I told you that, right? That is no and kabuki because it is quite unusual only. I gave you that description because others you can find Sanskrit drama. You know, that is something that you know, Shakuntalaya, right? So that sort of drama. If you want, I can give you a small description later, right? So the types of drama I have introduced. Then Sri Lankan theatre also you should know, right? Sri Lankan theatre you should know under drama, and because we should know about our theatre. Now, we always, one of the mistakes we normally do is we are very, very occupied and we are very, very concerned of the foreign things only and ignoring our own thing, right? To progress, right? We have to include Sri Lankan drama as a special category, right? You should know about Sri Lankan drama. There will be questions on Sri Lankan drama, remember, right? I'm the one who's set in the paper. There will be question, right? You should know, right? I invite you to go and watch theater, right? At least 1 or 2 dramas you must see because you are following drama and theater as a one main course unit, right? If you haven't seen one or two dramas, what's the use of you may not be able to answer this, right? Okay. Early Sri Lankan theater was Charles Dass and John De Silva. You have heard of these characters. They were actually modifying Indian dramas and so borrowings from India, right? Then Professor Edrivira Sarathanda is supposed to be the father of modern Sri Lankan theater, right? He introduced Sri Lankan, borrowed from certain elements from Indian culture, truly Sri Lankan drama tradition with Maname in 1956, right? 1956 is a very notable year, right? That is the year that Mr. Bandaranaike came into power and made Sinhala the official language. That was a mistake, remember, right? That was a very big mistake, right? Made Sinhalese the Sinhala language official language. What happened was that now our parents' time, they were English educated people who are very good in English and we would have learned from them. That stopped. Everything was converted. All the syllabuses and everything was converted to Sinhala only tradition. Then the Tamil people also became very uncomfortable, right? So Mr. Bandaranaike understood the mistake in few months' time, and he wanted to put things right, but it was too late. Other people did not allow, right? Okay, 1956. Then Maname was introduced, Maname, and that is the year I think this Jatika Giya, that national anthem, was also sung for the first time, right? So that is, then if my memory is right, I'm not sure. There's something else happened in 1956. Maname was introduced, then Sri Lankan cinema. Yes, something happened. Rekha, right? Realistic cinema was also introduced in 1956. Realistic films, that is Rekha, was screened for the first time by Lester James Pieris in 1956, right? Okay, then Singhabau is supposed to be the best drama of Edrivira Sarathanda. That was in 1958, right? Then comes very notable Sri Lankan dramas, right? Dayananda Gunawardena. You should know, write down all the names, right? Dayananda Gunawardena. Can anyone tell me his great works?
Naribana.
Yes, Naribana, right? And Bak Mahadige, right? All those are Dayananda Gunawardena. Naribana, right? Naribana is a very famous, right? And it is said that he also truly Sri Lankan, right? He did not borrow anything from India. Professor Sarathanda actually borrowed, right? Then we have Ranjit Dharmakirti, who produced Cherry Orchard as the translations. Cherry Orchard Maha Gedara Kela Kara, right? Then Henry Jayasena, right? R.R. Samarakon. Henry Jayasena produced dramas like Coefficient Chalk Circle, Janele, right? Then Nubata Pute Magak Nathe, R.R. Samarakon, Kalani Palama, Jailer Runnahe, Ahasing Matru Minusu, right? So still very famous. All now that part is, I think, Ranjit Dharmakirti is still living. All the others are dead. Dayananda Gunawardena is no more. Henry Jayasena is no more. R.R. Samarakon is no more. The Dharmasiri Bandaranaike is still fortunate to live. He's the one who produced Ekadipati, right? Then Yaksha Gamane is, right? That sort of, and Dhavala Bhishana, right? He is a great dramatist, right? He started from drama, then became a cinematographer. He's a great film director as well, right? Still living in his, maybe that some old, a little bit old, but still living in good health, I suppose so, right? And Jayalatha Manoratna died about 2-3 years ago. He contributed a lot to Sri Lankan theatre. He is the one who produced Talamala Pipila, Guru Taruva, right? And then Loke Taniyayak, right? So that sort of dramas. And he was regarded as the best actor, produced in Sri Lankan theatre, #1 actor, like, right? So with this death, there's a vacuum created in Sri Lankan theatre, though it is still going on. Then Somalata Subasinghe is the only woman, like Sumitra Pires in films. Somalata Subasinghe is the only most notable woman who produced dramas with the other male producers, right? Her Vikurti is a real classic, right? Vikurti by Somalata Subasinghe. Then Punchi Apata Damtere, and she was mainly focusing on child's theatre, right? Children's theatre, right? Then Jan Chansari produced Mora and At. They are two great dramas. I'm very, very sorry that the new generation can't witness them. One of the best dramas, two of the best dramas I have ever seen, Mora and At by Jan Chansari, right? That was staged in 1980s. So that's it, right? So these are the, now this is an introduction, and I took you almost 2,500 years, right? From Greek and Roman drama to modern Sri Lankan theatre, right? Modern world theatre also now, and not to forget American theatre, right? Write that down. American theatre was actually enriched by Tennessee Williams. I'll be talking about them because when I do Glass Menagerie, now Arthur Miller and Tennessee Williams are the main two characters. Then it was actually introduced by Eugene O'Neill. Then Arthur Miller and Tennessee Williams. Arthur Miller produced a superb drama called, you might have heard, Death of a Salesman, right? In 1949, Death of a Salesman. Superb drama, right? Which criticizes the modern, modern consumer society, right? Modern consumer society, the society that we are dealing with materials and collective materials, right? Now he shows that everything has a price and everybody has a price, and everything and everybody is sold in one way or the other, right? Wikinaming in a samajak Death of a Salesman, right? Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. If you are interested in, you better read, or at least you can watch movies based on these dramas, right? Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller, and he produced All My Sons, right? Then there's another masterpiece of him that is I can't remember now there, but there are some very, very, very prominent dramas. Out of them, Death of a Salesman is my favorite, and it is actually one of the best dramas ever produced in the world, right? So categories of drama done, right? Actually, practically introduce all kinds of drama, right? Then is there any question related to it? Right? I would like to take you from the beginning again, right? Right? This is the first slide that we had, right? So this is the title. You don't need to pay attention now. I gave you this saying is also. Then drama is, I elaborated this. Drama is an imitation of an action through which we share experience, right? Then film is similarly lifelike, and right, theater is metaphor, the life itself. Then poetry and fiction are the difference between poetry and fiction and drama, I explained, right? Then afterwards we discuss Greek theater, right? So you have to find a little bit more of Greek theater, right? Aeschylus, then the three very notable figures, and if you are interested in drama, you must know these figures, right? Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides, the greatest tragedians ever had in Greece, right? Then comedy is Aristophanes. Aristophanes also produced so many comedies, right? Lysistrata was one of his most notable ones, right? So what happens in Lysistrata? Tell me, what happens in Lysistrata? Huh? Nobody can remember. I
All
think
the
everybody can. All the women?
The women and the
together.
soldiers stories.
Huh? Women and the men. Okay, tell me.
Women get together and they say unless you stop war, we shall not be sexually available for you.
Yeah, that's it. Then, so that is the first comedy. Remember, that's a very important factor, right? First comedy is created as an anti-war, right? Anti-war creation, anti-war drama, right? යුද්ධයට එරෙහිව තමයි ඒක හැදෙන්නේ, right? Still, right? So some now you can understand how foolish some people are. Still, they are promoting war, right? When the first there was anti-war attitude even 2,500 years, more than 2,500 years ago, right? But still, with that anti-war attitude, that should be coming down from there. And then when the society become more civilized, we think that ideology, that attitude will be deeply established deeply rooted in the society, but it did not happen. Still, there are people who are believing in this war and violence, right? Okay, then they were against that, right? They were against that. So then we discussed Roman theater, right? And I just told you about Seneca's production of Oedipus, right? And Plautus and Terence, mostly they are famous for their comedy, right? And then there was Menander. Menander is Roman theater, I think. Menander comedy. So they introduced fast like things, right? Fast I explain later. Then 3M phase, 3M age, right? That is medieval drama, miracle plays, mystery plays, and morality plays, right? Both all three were started as church plays, especially both miracles and mystery. They were limited to churches. Morality plays started in churches, but afterwards they came to the normal society, right? Morality plays afterwards in groups. Some dramatists produce going from place to place, right? In fact, Shakespeare himself was part of that. Was part of that drama one of the drama teams, right? Who went from place to place and acted many plays, right? Shakespeare trained himself in such a drama group. Afterwards only he thought that now he has to start his own theater, and he put up Globe Theater and started producing dramas, right? Okay, but with a group. He said that he had a very prominent actor called John Burbage or something. His name is there in my article. I can't remember. John is the first name. That he's the one who acted out the main characters. In Macbeth, he was the Macbeth. In Othello, he was Othello, right? Likewise, he actor-centered dramas he produced, right? The main character was played by him. Superb actor, right? Okay, then so that is medieval age. Then different types of drama I discuss: tragedy, comedy, tragicomedy, satire, farce, melodrama, musical, realistic theater. Realistic theater we discussed later also. Epic theater, expressionist theater. I told you psychological sufferings are acted out. The people suffer. How much now? It's very difficult to psychological sufferings are shown through stage, but they tried it, right? How psychological sufferings are demonstrated on the stage, not physical suffering. Now Shakespeare cut and kadu fight, sword fights and all, they demonstrated physical harassment or physical violence, right? This is psychological violence, right? Then absurd theater also deals with psychology well. Then Black Box theater, I told you. Then Elizabethan theater, Elizabethan drama, 16 Elizabethan theater, right, which was dominated by William Shakespeare. I did not talk much about it because we are supposed to be talking when we are doing Macbeth, right? I'll give you a very comprehensive introduction to William Shakespeare before we begin the drama, right? Okay. Then this is as I told you, Shakespearean tragedy and Shakespearean comedy and Shakespearean histories. Most of the histories are also tragedies, right? Then the introduction of realistic theater at the late 19th and early 20th century by Henry Gibson and Anton Chekhov, right? Mainly Henry Gibson. So they wanted to show things as they are, right? Show things as they are. Then before realistic theater, it is said that it was a naturalistic theater where they tried to show everything as they are. For example, there was a drama called Butcher in naturalistic theater. There was a drama called Butcher. Then it is said they created the meat stall. The meat stall was reconstructed on the stage. To make it more naturalistic, they hang a arm of beef, like now beef arm. Okay, masgatekut genala elluwalu, right? Masgatekut genala stage එක elluwalu mas කඩේ සම්පූර්ණ ඒ විදිහට හදලා. Then the audience has question, where are the flies? Oh, මැස්සෝ නැහැ. Right? ඔක්කොම හැදුවට මැස්සෝ නැහැ stage එක. Then it won't be naturalist. Then Henry Gibson said, no, you don't need to go to that level. Right? Realistic theater is not going to that level. Right? You can show in a realistic manner. That is what we have to follow. That is what Henry Gibson said. Right? That is what we have to follow. You don't need to show everything in a natural way. That is impossible. Right? Like, you know, at the back of the setting up. Scene again, තාප්පයක් පේනවා පිටිපස්ස. කොට naturalistic theater තාප්පය ඇත්තටම බඳිනවා on the stage. But in realistic theater, paint කරපු තාප්පයක් screen එකක් දානවා. That is realistic. So everybody knows that this is a wall, right? Likewise, realistic theater was had little bit of discipline. With that discipline, realistic theater became so popular all over the world. Right? Still it is popular, still it is there. There are extensions of realistic theater. All these kinds are actually absurd drama was against realistic theater. Right? Expressionist drama is an extension for that. Diguak, Arakin. Hurry. Okay, then that's it. Right? Then we discussed 20th century. Make up 20th century American drama, I told you, right? So which was dominated by Tennessee Williams and Arthur Miller. We'll be discussing them in detail because when I start the drama next, I can give you an introduction to Midsummer Night's Dream today itself. Then Sanskrit drama and Kabuki, we discussed that also. Right? Now you have to find more on Sanskrit drama and not them. All you have to, the kinds of dramas as done, you should be thorough with, right? Now, realistic theater, absurd theater, then theaters like, what do you call it, Greek theater, Roman theater, then Elizabethan theater, right? All these you should know well, right? And dramas like melodrama, right? You should know. Then Charles Dias and John D. Silva, that Sri Lankan theater, the contribution of Professor Divira Sarachandra, I told you, he's supposed to be the father of modern Sri Lankan theater, right? He introduced new art form, which was followed by Dayananda Gunawardena and others, Henry Jayasena, right? Then even Gunadasa Galapatti, right? Muduputtu was produced by him. Right? And Ranjit Dharmakirti, Henry Jayasena, R.R. Samarakon, Dharmasi Bandaranaike, Jayalatman Rattu, Somlata Subasinghe, Jayan Chansiri. Now, Today we have Chamika Hattalawatha, then Rajitha Disanayaka, right? Priyankara Ratnayaka. They are Dharmapriya Das, they are producing dramas, right? Some notable characters. Then we have, I can't remember his name, right? So that's it. If you have any question related to this one, you may ask. If you have any question related to this,
Sir, can
you better ask. Is everything clear? Sorry,
Slide number 9, can you show it again?
which one?
Slide number 9.
Why did you miss that?
Yes, sir.
In the second time also?
Yes, sir.
How come? 9 is the last one. This one.
That is 13. Yes, this one. Thank you, sir.
Realistic drama. Late 19th, early 20th century. Henry Gibson, Anton Chekhov. Anything else? Anybody who missed any slide or something? Tell me. No?
So in no dramas, were
Hmm.
the all the actors males or females?
Originally,
Males.
it is now. That's a good question. Male, right? Even female characters. Do you know that even Shakespeare's time, Shakespeare did not have the privilege of having female actresses. All these female characters were played by boys, right? Desdemona was acted by a boy, right? So all the fully shaven and all that, I think that may be the reason why. So he's regarded as gay also, maybe tempted to be gay with the boys who are acting like girls. Then even that is a theater tradition. I don't think that female were allowed on the stage, so male actors. Anything else? Even early Sanskrit drama, I think all these girls roles were played by male characters. Okay, any doubts? We covered 2 areas today. Then elements of dramas are concerned, you can understand that we do have, now there are 4 categories. Like now one thing is that the script, directors, and the other production people, right? So the other one is the script and the dialogues and all, the writer, right? Then the production team, director, stage balancing, lighting, makeup, music, all come under that production, right? There should be a production. There should be a script and director. That is 2 categories. Then there should be what do you call it now? Yes, the other, now the certain elements like a theater, right? Theater in the sense the stage and the setting and all, right? The stage and the setting. Then finally there should be audience, right? With all these, it will be a drama, right? Audience, then script and direction, right? Then the stage, makeup, all these things, and finally the audience, right? All 4 will make drama, right? All 4 will make drama, right? Then I will deal with that one again. Then as I told you, we will be starting the Glass Menagerie next day, right? Both the classes I will do it, right? Glass Menagerie was actually first produced in 1944, right? 1944 in America by Tennessee Williams, right? And the other specialty of this one is this is supposed to be his first drama, and more than that, this is his life story, right? This is his life story produced by himself, right? So more or less, it is autobiographies brought in, right, in this particular drama, right? So as far as these characters are concerned, there are only 4 characters. Then Tom is he himself, right? Amanda is his mother. Laura is his sister, and missing father is also his father, right? When he was so young, his father left the family, right? And he also lives in the halfway through. Then he had this guilty consciousness towards his sister. Sister loves him a lot, and sister has a small defect. And later, she was suffering from depression, and she was in the hospital, right? And all the money he earned through this work of art, he has contributed it to his sister, right? Then it is said after the death of Tennessee Williams, all the money went to her. She died as a very rich woman in the hospital, right? Right. In my book, of course, if you can find, all these are there, introduction and the themes and the characters. I have given a lengthy and this we have something called the visual. There is an image, right? I'll tell you now. That's a very special technique used by Tennessee Williams, right? He uses an image that very difficult to now. That's the case when we have online lectures. If it is a physical class, I would have explained it very clearly. On the stage, there is a screen, right? And there is a multimedia projector with the projector, the part of the side of the screen. Now from the back, certain images are produced, right? And it is reflected in the screen, and that then through that one, audience can see, right? Audience can see. Now, for example, when she's talking about gentleman callers, right? When Amanda is talking about gentleman callers, there's an image. Screen image, a man with a bouquet coming and tapping the door, and that is a boy comes to meet a girl, right? Like to make a proposal, like gentleman caller, right? Then she says that boy Jim called her blue roses, right? Because he asked, why didn't you come last few days? Then she said blue roses. Then he heard it like blue roses. Then he continued to call her blue roses. Then there is an image of blue rose, because blue rose is not in existence. Image of blue rose on the screen, right? When there are some songs placed, the titles of the songs are also screen. Likewise, screen image is a special technique used included in this drama by Tennessee Williams. But it is said that in the production, when it comes to production, that screen device was dropped. But my personal point of view is that Glass Menagerie won't be Glass Menagerie if there's no screen device, right? If there's no screen device. I think it will make things very clear for the audience, right? You better read about this screen device that I have included, right? Then, or else I'll give you that with let's say scan copies or something I'll be sending. Then 1944, I told you, right? So it is autobiographical drama. of Tennessee William. Only 4 characters are there. That is mother. Actually, 4 characters on the stage. There is a mentioned character. 4 characters on the stage is Tom, the son, Amanda, the mother, Laura, the daughter, and Gentleman Caller, who comes latter part of the drama. Gentleman Caller. Only 4 characters are there in the drama, right? Tom, the son, Amanda, the mother, Laura, the daughter, and Gentleman Caller, right? That is former crush of Laura and the friend of Tom, right? Gentleman Caller. Then there's a mention about the character. 5th one, there is there's a huge photograph on the stage, right? That is the photograph of the father, Mr. Winfield, right? This is the family of Winfield. Tom Winfield, then Laura Winfield, then Amanda Winfield, and the father, Mr. Winfield himself, right? Then only 4 characters, right? Only 4 characters appear on the stage, right? And one is mentioned, that is the father, right? He's in the photograph. Here, this drama is very famous drama as why it became so famous is that this is supposed to be one of the two classics in mid 20th century. One of the 2 classics in the mid 20th century, which question American dream very serious, right? Which question American dream serious, right? One is Tennessee Williams' Glass Menagerie. The other one is Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, right? One is Tennessee Williams' Glass Menagerie. The other one is Arthur Miller's, right? Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. These two dramas seriously question American dream, right? So in which it is believed that in American dream, it is believed that. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Hello?
Yes.
Right. Now, these 2 dramas, that is Tennessee Williams' Glass Menagerie and Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, seriously question American dream, in which it is believed that, right? American dream, in which it is believed that if you have commitment, if you have courage, if you have perseverance, right, you can go up in the social ladder, right? You can go up in the social ladder. If you are so committed, if you are so talented, you can go up in the social ladder and become a very successful person in America. So America is a land which gives you opportunities, right? In America, if you are smart, you may go up on the social ladder. So in both the dramas, right, it is proven that even though you are so qualified, even though you are very committed, even though you are hardworking, you can't go up on the social ladder like that. It is kind of a dream only, right? So American dream was questioned, right? American dream. In my book, that is Indispensable Literary Terms and Technique, which you can find in Saraswati bookshops, right? I have you will get all the information about American dream, tragedy, comedy, tragicomedy, farce, melodrama, all are explained there, right? Then even a sonnet is explained, the price is explained, right? Then carpe diem motif is explained, then colonization, neo-colonization, right? Then urbanization, capitalism, all these are all the terms that are needed are explained there with examples, right? All the techniques like stream of consciousness, then juxtaposition, then a commonest technique like irony, that is verbal irony, situational irony, dramatic irony, all are separately explained. You can find out, and if you don't understand anything, you can call me and ask. I have put the number on the book. Right. Advertisement is over. Is there anything else? Right. Okay, then I was talking about Glass Manager, right? Glass Menagerie. I'll give you yeah, in the book it is now no small character sketch. You have to have character sketch. How many characters are there? I told you. How many characters appear on the stage?
4 characters.
4 characters, right? Okay, you should know. One is family. Sorry, 3 of them are family. One is an outsider, right? One is an outsider, but he has a strong connection with the family, with the son and the daughter both, right? With son and the daughter both, right? Then Glass Menagerie, right? So explains, as I told you, now can be regarded an expressionist drama. Then here, the psychological sufferings of all these 3 main characters are made clear. That is, Tom's psychological sufferings, Amanda's psychological sufferings, and especially Laura's psychological sufferings. All 3 are suffering psychologically in 3 different ways, right? Mother, daughter, and the son, right? 3 different ways, right? And all 3, especially 2 of them, right? Son and the daughter, right? They use escapism, right? When you have too many problems, escapism is a technique. No, escapism can palayam, right? Then when the cost of living is so high, it is said that the sweep tickets are sold more, right? When the cost of living is higher, sweep tickets are sold more. They only buy a sweep ticket and being lost in the dream till the evening. Then in the evening, dream shattered into pieces. Next day in the morning, again buy a lottery and dreams, right? If I win this, I will do this and that and all, right? So escapism, right? Escapism. Now, Tommy is a real escapist, right? Finally, he leaves, right? He leaves home, minding his own business, right? Thinking of his selfish aims, right? Ignoring the mother and the daughter, mother and the sister, right? So Laura has her own escapism. That is, Glass Menagerie is one of the main escapes. Glass Menagerie means glass toys, like glass animals, right? Small glass animals created beautifully on a plate, like, right? Can Vidruling Hadapus, Aswayo, like different kinds of animals, right? There's a unicorn also, right? There's a unicorn also. There may be crocodiles and all that sort of animals are made of glass, right? She would like to be lost in that, right? She in fact thinks that these animals have life, and it is said that this one is 12 years old, right? So they have a lifetime too, right? So that is escapism, right? That is escapism. One of the escapism of Tom is that he's constantly going to movies, right? He says that as I can't have that adventure in real life, I go to see adventurous movies, right? Adventurous movies. Even in the midnight, his main escapism is alcoholism and films. Bonoa, it was Chitrapati. Sometimes when he comes home, it is early in the morning, right? He's watching films and going to the bars and have drinks, right? Because he wants to escape from this routinary and painful and he's actually tied down by his mother, right? Still, mother treats him like a pet, right? So he wants to get away from that. So he doesn't come home, right? That is, he's the one who's starting the drama, and you will understand, right? Try to read it at least first 2-3 chapters. It's very interesting. It's like a novel, right? Sometimes you might think that this drama is meant to be read, right? Everything explained. Beginning is very clearly explained where it is, how it is, what sort of people, what happens in the society. All this social criticism and the background and everything is explained at the very beginning of the drama by Tennessee Williams in superb language. Right. Having said that, we are starting the drama next day. The lesson is done. How do you feel? Especially for the newcomers. Any comments to make? But 82 in the class. There were 105 or something. Yes. Is it understandable, or did you understand what I said? All the things that that lecture was clear enough, or complex in some cases? Huh? It is too complex and somebody else should be teaching. No? Is that? Huh? It's better that somebody else would teach this part, no? Is that what you feel? I'm also trying to getting
It is very clear, sir.
That's very clear, sir.
because I am very busy now. They still pestering me to do this now. If I told them that if they can find somebody else, it's a help for me also. Because it's very tough, all 7 days working, right? However, is there any questions which is not clear? We are going to wind up the lecture. Okay then, right? We'll stop and we'll be meeting most probably next week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.